YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, X, the joints, the normal joints. It's me, Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And yeah, it's been a couple days. I've been out, all kind of crap going on. A lot of it is out of my hands today. I almost didn't make it either. I got some bad news, man. I'm busted up, y'all. Gizmo is sickly. I had to take him to the emergency room, and I don't know what happened. He hurt his back or something, and he's having some hard time walking. And just got back, and I was like, you know what? Even though that sucks, I got him down. He can't really move around right about now, And of course, you go to the vet, and they're like, all right. It's going to cost you $100 gazillion, but there's an alternative that only costs you whatever. And you're going, that's a big difference. It's a big gap. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a big gap. But nonetheless, I took the alternative route. So I'm going to need prayer for Gizmo. That's what I'm going to need. I need some prayer for Gizmo. I have to go old school, go get a couple church mothers to lay some hands on him and see what happens. Go to Walmart, get some anointed oil, and just go ahead and anoint him and then go from there. But that's my little buddy, so I hope he recovers and go from there. But the show must go on. The other days was just circumstances. So somebody said, yeah, can't be doing deadlifts. You're right about that. And so he's going to have some major changes in his life after this, and we'll see what happens. We'll go from there. But anyway, nonetheless, we got some stuff to get caught up on since it's been a couple days since space with you all, and I hope you guys have been doing well. I know we had some thunderstorms here a couple nights ago that knocked out everything, and I'm talking everything. Then yesterday they worked me like a Hebrew slave. It was ridiculous. Yeah, I was traumatized after work yesterday. Was at the crib like looking around like, who are you people? Don't touch me. I've been through something. Yeah, it was a tough one. It was a tough one yesterday, and then today. But here I am. So with that being said, no further ado, we got to do what we got to do, baby. Let's get the show going. I'm assuming y'all can hear me, by the way, right? I'm assuming everybody, I've been seeing y'all comment and all that stuff, so I'm assuming, yeah. All right, we're good. All right, where's my music? Cue music. This is our city. I know you see the blues. I know you see the aches. I know you see the way we tear up the place, yeah. Even though I got the wrong clip on, but we'll play the other one at the end of the show. Now, with that being said, don't forget to check out Kevin's Corner store. In there, you can find all kind of stuff. And also that number on the screen, 330-974-4607 is the number you reach out and text MAGA to. And this way, if they try to unexist me on this platform, I have a way to stay connected with you guys. I appreciate that. And then finally, if you want to donate to the Kevin's Corner show, you can do that through, somebody said I played the conclusion. You're right about that. See, I'm all busted up, man. I ain't gonna even lie, I'm busted up, man. I hate seeing my little dog like that. Yeah, he's dragging his back legs and everything. So I got to get focused. Lucky I'm a former athlete. We have to play through adversity. It's all mental. It's mentity. Yeah, we have to deal with that afterwards. But yeah, so if you want to donate to the channel, you can do that too. All you got to do is just click on my PayPal or my Cash App, and you can do that as well. Now, with that being said, guys, we got to touch on what's been going around this country and around the whole globe, because see, apparently all of us that are looking at things with our own eyeballs and seeing what's going on with Joe Biden and the Democrats and stuff, it's all a lie. These are all fake, deep fakes and AI generations and all of that stuff, all of that. So we better go ahead and do a deep dive into it, because we would hate to be spreading mis and disinformation. According to the left, it's all been, cheap fakes. They got a new term for it, cheap fakes. So let's check some stuff out.
There seems to be a sort of rash of videos that have been edited to make the president appear especially frail or mentally confused.
What part of the videos are edited? I'm just wondering. I mean, y'all sit here and y'all watch my show all the time. I show the whole Joe acting a fool and doing something stupid. But apparently this guy has been placed in there to go ahead and lead in with this, give Black Gay Drop, a platform, a springboard. So Black Gay Drop got her whole notes queued up about how she's going to combat the obvious stuff we've been watching and observing for not just a couple weeks. I'm talking about month after month after month after year. We've been observing this. And so it's to the point now where they're like, oh crap, he's even getting worse. So I need somebody to ask me a softball question, a lead-in question, so I can pretend that this is a lot of bull crap and disinformation, and let me go ahead and recite my sources that I already got pulled up for this question and everything. So here we go.
I'm wondering if the White House is especially worried about the fact that this appears to be a pattern that we're seeing more often.
Yeah,
No, that's not what you're wondering. No, that's what you've been told to ask and frame the question like you're just wondering. Okay, you're laying the groundwork for Black Gay Drop to have her pre-scripted, pre-written answer right there in her notes. You know she can't come off the top of the dome. So now here she is going ahead and reading the response from the plant in the audience that asked that question.
and I think you all have called this the Ceap Fakes video, and that's exactly what they are. They are Ceap Fakes video.
Yeah.
They are done in bad faith.
Yeah.
And some of your news organizations have been very clear, have stressed that these the right wing critics of the president,
The white wing critics of the president. Now here's my thing. They still have not told us how these videos have been edited, altered. Huh? How are they deep fakes / cheap fakes or whatever fake you want to call them? That's my question. And then it only comes down to the right wing. We're the only ones that are able to see what our eyes are seeing. Okay, so now here's some gaslighting for you, but we won't even touch on how many alterations the left have made on Donald Trump's video. I saw one today was like 5 minutes of clips of them talking about the fish that Donald Trump tried to kill in Japan, where they specifically edited out the fact that the Japanese emperor fed the fish first and Donald Trump followed suit. But she wants to talk about the white ring, the news that the
have a credibility problem because of the fact checkers have repeatedly caught them.
The fact checkers have repeatedly lied for Biden. Repeatedly. I mean, you could barely get a Pinocchio for Joe Biden. I mean, some of the obvious stuff, they'll try to rig it and make it seem like it's 50-50, somewhat true, somewhat. They would never just flat come out and say, well, yeah, that's a straight up Pinocchio. So we already know these fact checkers are designed to do exactly what they're doing right now, which is run cover for the Democrat Party. So when their lies are exposed, the fact checkers could come out and say, that's not true. For some reason, we've been given the credibility to decide what true is and what isn't, okay? Because we're the fact checkers. We're self-proclaimed fact checkers. We didn't go to fact checking school. We ain't fact checkologists. We didn't study the art of fact checking. Nothing. It's just for some reason, we've been anointed to be called the fact checkers. There you go. So I'm like, well, if that's the case, I'm a fact checker too. Last I checked, there's no fact check college out there. But yeah, the fact checkers are on it. They're on it.
Pushing misinformation, disinformation, and so we see this, and this is something coming from your part of the world, calling them cheap fakes and misinformation.
There you go. Look down at them notes. I thought this coming from okay, you're part of the world, and not this is part of the information. So now we all know what this is. This is them going into panic mode after it is obvious that Joe Biden has declined mentity. So now here she is talking about this is all deep fakes and cheap fakes and stuff like that. So we're going to see just how cheap it is.
And I'll quote the Washington Post where they wrote about this, and they said,
Now, how did she get that quote all pulled up, ready to go? Right after that plant in that press conference asked that question, that she just had now she's never that fluid when it comes down to responding when Peter asked her a question. Now all of a sudden she's just ready. She's rambling off all kind of stuff. And then she had her quote pulled up and everything.
A Republican used misleading videos to attack Biden in a 24-hour period.
The next day.
Another cheap fake.
My name is Joe Biden. I'm Joe Biden's husband. Thanks to all the members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary. I'm not sure you're going to understand
What was that?
All kidding aside, Secretary Mayorkas.
Let me see that again. I didn't get a good look at that.
Thanks to all the members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary. I'm not sure you're going to understand Secretary.
I don't even know what to make of that. What is that? The secretary. So now, I don't know about y'all, but how cheap of a fake is this? Good grief. They didn't cut it. There was no edit. There was no side angle. This is a straight on shot. Straight on shot. And he's talking about some.
I'm not sure you're going to show away.
How do you explain that? That was definitely a cheap fake. It
There
was.
we go. Oh, here's another cheap fake, y'all. Look at those edits. All of those edits. Every time he turned, that was another edit. That was another edit. There was just, rotating the camera. I guess it was one of the rotating cameras and stuff. Because Joe never spun around. He never spun around. It was the cameraman spinning around him. That's what that was.
Cheap, a cheap fake.
Oh, look at this cheap fake. Watch this one. Watch this one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's not Joe Biden. That's AI. I'm pretty sure. That's a cheap fake. It's really, he slipped one time and they just kept looping it. They just kept looping it right there. That's what that was right there. They just kept looping it. Cheap fakes. Our eyes didn't see what we saw. We really only saw one time, but some mysterious right-wing entity out there, I guess, just looped it and made it look like he fell 3 times.
Cheap fake videos.
Oh, look at that. Another cheap fake, y'all. That is not what you think it is. That is not Joe looking confused and startled by the Easter Bunny, who, for whatever reason, got the authority to lead Joe away. Now, that's not what your eyes see. Last I checked, the Easter Bunny doesn't trump the president. Who's in that costume? If you're just a regular guy getting paid, $10, $15 an hour, or a girl to play the Easter Bunny, if that was you, and you was just getting paid $15 an hour, or you got a gig this weekend, Janet, at the White House. Oh, great. You think Janet playing the Easter Bunny can go right up to the president and grab him and tap him and show him you think Janet can do that? See, that's what I'm wondering. See, probably black gay drops in that costume right there. They probably got black gay drop in that costume like, you know what to do, black gay. You know what to do. So, yeah, that looks like a cheap fake to me. A cheap fake president. That's what that looks like. Whenever the Easter Bunny could come out there and grab the president by the arm and guide him off while he looks confused. He didn't even give her the get off me. Like, who are you? You see I'm talking to the people. He obeyed the Easter Bunny immediately. Okay, I'm on it. She's like, bye-bye.
It's a cheap fakes video.
Yeah, he's a cheap fake president. Here we go. I'm on my way. Uh-oh. Once again, cheap fakes. Yeah, see, there it is. He pointed at something. I don't know what it was. It's something right there got me. Yeah, It's those feet that got you. That's what it is.
A cheap fake. That was definitely a cheap fake. It was.
The U.S. economy. There it is.
It's not funny.
That's Bidenomics.
It does sound like that. Man, that dude is hurting. So now, they're in panic mode. They got to send out guys like this. Here's a Muppet for you, Beaker. Beaker's out here trying to convince the audience that nothing's wrong with Joe. Now, we all know that something's wrong with him, and we all know that most likely they're going to swap this dude out, even though many are in denial. But I don't see them having any other choice once he completely stalls, once he breaks down completely. Right now, he's riding on maybe one wheel. All the other ones are flat, and we sparks coming out from the rims. He got one wheel. And that one's on the verge of blowing. But hey, they sent out Beaker here to go ahead and run cover and chastise us, y'all.
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth.
Oh, the truth.
And F you if you can't handle the truth.
Y'all see him? Y'all see him come out the blocks all tough? And F you if you can't handle the truth. See, that shows he's serious and he's passionate, not acting. See, that's what that shows, guys. When you drop a little F-bomb in there, you act like I'm going off script. I'm going rogue. Caw-caw. Yeah, I'm going all rogue. I'm going monk. He just went monk on us. He's like, I don't care. Yeah, my job be damned. My job be damned. Yeah, I'm going to show these people I mean business. So you see him with his great acting job. He said, F you if you don't.
This version of Biden is the best Biden ever.
See no so long as I was denied.
In fact,
So maybe Beaker's not watching the clips that we're watching. Was that a deep fake? Was that a cheap fake right there? It no longer does this night. I don't know what that was. Boy, I tell you. But hey, this is the best Biden ever, guys.
I think he's better than he's ever been.
He's lost than he ever been. That man's looking, what? What? You see that look up in the sky? That was a look of concern. Yeah, like he's seeing stuff that we don't see. Oh, Mr. Clinton, the adults are back in charge. What? Well, let's see. Nuclear weapons are out of control, but Biden can make the world safer. Well, let's see if he did it. Let's see if he did it. The world will be a safer place when Joe Biden is inaugurated.
Stop the shouting and lower the temperature.
Yeah.
For without unity, there is no peace. But look at what I've inherited and what I've done.
Russian warships, they're arriving in waters that are surrounding Cuba. This is ahead of a planned military exercise in the Caribbean. The Russian Navy fleet, including a nuclear-powered submarine and a warship. This comes as tensions are soaring between the United States and Russia over the war in Ukraine. But the Pentagon, so far, downplaying the ship's arrival, saying the U.S. has been monitoring this all along. Now
There you go. Now we got the Russians down in Cuba. Got the Russians down in Cuba. So I guess this is the best Biden that I've ever known. That guy's horrible. Now, do you think if Trump was in office, the Russians would be hanging out down in Cuba? This is unbelievable. And then we make excuses for it. Hey, y'all thought we didn't know about it? Man, we know about them down. We pretty much told them they could come. It was kind of, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they just running drills. They just running drills right off our coast. So instead of going ahead and saying, get y'all butts away from our continent, but instead, we act like we already knew it. We already knew it. We're not surprised.
Rare announcement from the U.S. Navy. Just one day after a Russian sub showed up in Cuba, the U.S. Southern Command announced that its fast attack submarine, the USS Helena, arrived in Guantanamo Bay. Now, the announcement itself is unusual. The nuclear-powered sub is part of the Navy's so-called silent service, something that's typically kept a secret.
Yeah, but all of that crap's going out the window now. Now, remember, guys, it was Trump that was dangerous. He had no foreign diplomatic experience. He would be disrespected on the global stage. He wouldn't show strength, but he'd be a buffoon. A buffoon that nobody would take seriously. And Joe Biden went out and touted, I got foreign leadership skills, and I negotiated, and I met with everybody on the planet, and I negotiated stuff that I can't remember what the name of it was, but I did all kinds of stuff overseas, and nobody has more foreign relation experience than me. And now we see what it's gotten us. So there's peace going this way. You see this one? Peace. Peace is in this direction. World War III is in that direction. Let's see which one Joe chooses. Let's go for some peace. Wait a minute. Now, you know what I want? I want a piece of World War III. That's what I want.
In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been.
God, we're so screwed.
With President Biden, where he was looking very doddery.
Now this is the one, y'all. This is the one that set it all off. Where everybody was like, nah, see, man, we lying on this dude. We lying on this cat. Yeah, he wasn't wandering off from the crew. He was going over there to salute some, not American, like, parachuters. These are other countrymen parachuters or whatever. But it's okay. It's okay, though. What does CBBC mean? What do we got? Is that a troll? Now, let's see. All right, let's see if we can go ahead and see what the media is talking about, because they said this right here was a cheap fake.
Wandering around. He sort of wandered off, and Giorgia Meloni, the Italian premier, had to sort of guide him back to the crowd.
Now, see, they want us to think that this was Biden simply going over there to congratulate these other parachuters. However, we got parachuters right in front of him. And this is what I mean. What I mean by this is situational awareness. This is how you know it ain't no cheap fake. This is how you know that we all know what our eyes saw. Look at the body language of the rest of the people. None of them are pointed in that direction. Whatever is going on in front of them is where they're supposed to be all looking at. We know most of the time these events are not just unscripted. It's probably, all right, everyone, look over here. I'm the cameraman. I'm the guy with the video. Focus this way. Okay, focus this way. And instead of Joe focusing on that, he starts going to focus on something that was out of the frame. Not only is he doing that, but you can see other people becoming uncomfortable based on what he's doing. So he doesn't have situational awareness to realize everybody else is looking in this direction and they're doing whatever they're supposed to be doing. And for some reason, I want to go off on a solo mission over here. Even if he was going over there to say something to these people, it's not the time. See, this is what they're failing to realize. They're failing to realize that we're not able to put all of these context clues together to realize that Joe is off script. He doesn't know what's going on. So they want to say, well, he was over there honoring soldiers and parachuters, and then they went and lied on him and said he was just wandering off. He was wandering off because it wasn't time to honor anybody else. Everybody else is looking straight ahead. Now, look what he's doing. He's drawing the attention away from what everybody else know that they should be doing. So look, everybody, Macron is the first one. This guy, he's looking like, what is Joe looking at? Both of them. Both of their heads are going, what is Joe looking at? Watch this lady after this.
And Giorgia Meloni, the Italian.
Now she's looking. Now she's looking. She's going, where's he going? Where's he going? I don't understand. Everybody now is starting to go, why is Joe walking away?
Sort of guide him back to the crowd.
Now Macron, he's starting to move into position. You see him? The coordination. Macron's like, okay, let me get into proximity so I can, a quick grab like that. See, but Meloni comes in real smooth. Back up. Oh, I love her style. Y'all see the style? She hit us with the backup style. Turned around. I'm going to go ahead and backpedal him down like a defensive back. So she's backpedaling him down right now.
Viewing.
And then a nice. Wait a minute. Look at Macron. Watch this.
Quite painful viewing.
Watch this.
Everyone's
there it is. There it is. That right there. Who does that? You wouldn't have had to tell Trump to come over there. And even if you would have, Trump might have looked at you like, what are you doing? If I turn to go this way, it's for a reason. It's for a reason. So here she is. She feels she has, the right and the responsibility to reach over and touch him and get him back on track. But yet they want us to believe this is all innocuous. So obviously they all had an agenda. They all were supposed to be doing some type of photo op or whatever. And Joe deviated from the plan to the point where another leader had to go get him back on track. And they want us to think that, I guess she was just impatient. She couldn't wait for Joe to finish saluting these people who were out of the screen, out of the shot. She was like, hey, man, we ain't got time for that. Come on, Joe, get back over here. I guess that's what they want us to believe. Or she knew the protocol and Joe broke it. That's what happened. And yet they're trying to tell us, nah, you guys are too dumb to figure that out.
A slight brave face on it this morning.
Look, she didn't say, she like, look over here. That wasn't no, hey, Joe, this and this. It was, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to be doing. He gives no resistance whatsoever. And what's up with the bent thumb? Them hands now like this the whole time, all the time, like this. Unreal.
We've got some more for that for the paper tomorrow. But yeah, you can see from that footage yourself. It's, this is getting embarrassing now.
Very embarrassing. And his thumbs are locked like this. I think Joe got a little rigor. The rigor is setting in. So your thumb should be stuck like this all the time. He is giving the Fonzarelli all the time. Hey, unreal. Get that rigor out of there.
Really wonder how President Biden is going to be able to run an election campaign in October and November for re-election. And if he won, is that a man he really thinks is going to get through the next 4 years?
Absolutely not. Look at that. But this is the best fight. Here's those thumbs. Secret Service is looking like, is he okay? I mean, I got defibrillators right up under my jacket. I'm ready. I'm on standby. Okay. The eagle's down. Clear. Foop. The eagle is scared right now. Confused. And look at this. You're telling me this is a deep fake? I want y'all to check this out right here. Now, first of all, what is with this kissing of the grandchild in slow motion? Bending down very slowly. Now look, hi, wait, no, wait, hi, who are you? Now you see that? Is that normal? Hi, wait, who? He didn't know if Hunter was a soldier. He didn't know if he's his son. He didn't know if he's supposed to shake his hand. That man is completely confused. And yet they want us to think he's okay and these are all cheap fakes. Let's see it again. Look at this. I mean, who grabs the kid by the face and caress him to go and give him some sugar lips to lips? But nonetheless, that's his grandchild. And then watch this. Okay, what? Okay, who are you? Hi. All right, let me shake your... No, nobody...
Fact, I think he's better than he's ever been.
He had three things that are going on at once. He went with the hi, went with the this, and then went with the shake your hand. All of that. No idea what's going on. How do you explain that? How are they going to sit back and tell us that's a cheap fake and we're all coming up with this and right wings and all of that stuff and chicken wings and... Look at that. Again.
But we also know, as we've talked about earlier this morning, many on the right and conservative media playing the disinformation game to paint an inaccurate picture of the president.
No, were y'all talking about that, or did the White House tell y'all to talk about that? That's what it sounds like to me, Mr. Ceap Fake. There you go. We got some cheap fake behind commentators too, y'all. So here he is acting like we all know. We all know. No, somebody called you and said, this is what you need to know. This is what you need to say.
Including the front page of the New York Post today, which has a picture of President Biden seemingly wandering off in Italy, when really, as we showed the full video earlier, he was turning to congratulate and salute some of the troops, some of these who had just used the parachutes.
Now, do you see that sleight of hand? Do you see that attempt to gaslight us and make us think that they showed the whole video? We saw the whole video too. I saw the people over there. You act like I couldn't see those parachuters over there. The point is that man shouldn't have been. It ain't go salute these parachuter time. That's the difference. It is the situational awareness, the lack of. It's not go branch off and freestyle salute or speak to parachuters when you are part of the herd that's supposed to be focused. So one of the herd members had to break off and come get you before you get eaten. And now y'all gonna try to spin it just because he was going over there to give the thumbs up to folks that he shouldn't have even been paying attention to. That's how easily distracted he is. But that's supposed to be, him just trying to be patriotic and do whatever.
Come down and visit the world leaders. So how do you, at the Biden campaign, how do you combat this sort of disinformation, which is everywhere and seemingly only growing and spreading?
By gaslighting and lying and censoring. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to come straight out, look you in the cameras, and lie straight to your face.
Yeah, thanks, Lemire, for raising this. I mean, first of all, we have to point it out where it is, right? We have to make it clear that disinformation is alive and well. We have to use surrogates and voices across the country.
Which is the media. So the misinformation is coming from them. Then they need surrogates, which are the media. That's the surrogates. What else?
To combat this and make it clear that not only do we not play this game, but to your point.
Look at that. Only one over here looking around like, hey, there's something shiny over here. And I'm going over, is that ice cream?
Point. President Biden was out there literally representing America at the G7, saluting our troops.
That's not our troops. That's not our troops. I think that might have been the Italian, airmen or whatever. But that's not our guys. What are you talking about, saluting our troops?
Doing what he does as president of the United States. And look, we're going to see more of this. I mean, this is just the reality of campaigning in 2024. So we have to combat that disinformation. We have to hit it hard.
You see how confused that man looked when he turned around? Yeah, it was like this was a fresh reality to him. Like, what? I'm supposed to be where? Had no idea. And here she is trying to tell us that just because he was turned towards some troops, that makes it all better. That erases what we saw, the expression on his face, the body language, and all of the people, all of that. None of that takes into account. Yeah, you don't take that into account.
When it happens, and make it clear that these are dirty tactics that MAGA Republicans are using because they can't run on the issues, Lemire. They have to use these dirty tactics like this because they are not right with Americans on the issues. So we're going to see more of this. We're going to do what?
Says the party that is, for whatever reason, ignoring that 60% of Americans wants illegal immigrants deported. Deported. I mean, not just stopping illegal immigration, deported, while they are trying to give amnesty to them. Yeah, they're still at their position. They're still the opposite of the American people. And
what we can to combat it, but it does take the voices of surrogates across the country. It does take the media to call it out.
Hint, hint. The wink and the gun. It takes to me, you guys do it. You're doing a great job for us right now. You're calling it out by opening up this whole segment, giving me a platform to go ahead and lay down my counter narrative.
Take social media platforms where a lot of Americans are getting their information to point it out as well. And we just have to call it out where it is and do everything we can to push back against this disinformation, because we're going to continue to see more of it. And it's important that we call it out when we see it.
Now, let me ask y'all something. Do you think that if the Democrats and the liberal left and the fake news could have their way, do you think they would allow free speech, or do you think they would immediately shut it all the way down? I mean, if you wipe away our First Amendment, you think these people will have compassion? You think they'll still go ahead and honor the First Amendment and freedom of speech? They would censor the heck out of the internet and all of us. I mean, it would be 100%. You can't say what we don't want you to say. We will relabel everything. We will relabel you. We will call you right wing. We'll do whatever to shut you up and beat you into submission to whatever narrative. They would have no mercy, no tolerance, no room for the First Amendment at all. They would rule with an iron fist. Guaranteed. They want to get their hands on that First Amendment so bad. But wait, here's some more cheap fake, y'all. Look at this one.
We have more people. We've had over 15 million people brand new hired into the workforce. You know, my son says, you ought to have we all have various.
Oh, there's that word again. That's a word in Jobadin. My son says that. There you go. Just like just a minute ago. So we got some more, murmuring or whatever's going on in his mouth.
Short-term descriptions for your jobs, for what you accomplished. And you should say Joe Jobs.
And Obama's probably sitting there like, listen, I have no idea what I got myself into. This guy's a complete idiot. Yeah, I'm going to have to pull a fast one. Maybe have Big Mike come out and take his place. Unbelievable. So this guy is probably like, wow, I didn't expect Joe to decline that fast. And here's another deepfake that the media went ahead and edited, y'all. They edited this. They didn't show the part where Obama did this. Watch this. Watch this. Look at this. Yeah, they cut this part out. Right. Here's what they didn't want y'all to see. Right there. There it is. They didn't want y'all to see Obama reaching out and grabbing him by that hand and saying, let's bounce. It's time to go, Joe. Because if I don't do this, Joe will stand there all night. Because I think he's to that point where he's like, just tell me what to do, play by play. That's why they had those notes that one time. You go in, sit down, welcome everyone. You then ask certain questions. You take you, then in, you get up, you then walk out. Everything was play by play. They left no room for Joe to misinterpret what he should be doing at that moment. And Obama goes ahead and grabs him, because if he didn't, they would be cleaning up while he's just standing there. And look at him. Well, it's time to go. Walking like his feet hurt. You did good, Joe. That's what he's doing right now. You did good. You stayed right there until I came and got you. Just like we talked about. That's a shame. Absolute shame. And that's normal. That's normal. That's normal. Well, for the so-called president to just be handled by the former president who once, I guess, joked about if him maybe having a puppet that he could just talk through. But he didn't realize the puppet was broke. So he got a broken puppet. So he had to go ahead and actually physically handle the puppet. But according to the left, these are all deep fakes. These are cheap fakes, y'all. That's not what we saw. Yeah, that's not what we seen. All the way off, too. All the way. Oh, my goodness. So somebody give me a rational reason why he would have to continue to guide this man, arm over shoulder, bring him down to the back, and kind of guide him right off that stage. You can tell some pressure was applied right about here. Look at him, Lord. Okay. Take him in the direction over this way, right there. There you go. Keep going.
I think
Right on back there. Pressure applied. Bring the hand down. I know a little bit about body language. Bring it off the shoulders. Bring it to the lower back. Because I dance. I guide and lead females when I'm salsa dancing. And you position the hands and you give just enough pressure to guide them in the direction you want them to. They were dancing. Obama was like, all right, listen here. And when I go here, you go there. All right, Joe? And guided his butt right on off that stage. Joe would have walked right into the curtain. Right into the black curtain. What? Something's all up. Get it off me. He had to guide him straight on out of there. And look at these. Look at this one, y'all. This is normal. This is normal.
Than he's ever been.
The Pope is probably like, what is he doing? He's trying to kiss me or sniff me. What is this? I'm telling you right now, the Pope's Secret Service is like, all right, we're going to have to handle this or you guys are going to handle this. What is this?
Our country.
He went straight nose to nose, forehead to forehead with the Pope. Now, you're telling me that man is, how should I say, operating with a full deck? Everybody knows that's probably an improper way to greet the Pope. You don't just drop your forehead on the Pope's forehead, But in Joe Biden's mind, that's okay. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I think Joe and his head is operating like a kid. Oftentimes, you revert back to childlike thinking and behavior at a certain stage of dementia. A kid would do something like that, go up and just think, it's okay. They're not even aware of it. They're like, who's the Pope? So, and put their forehead right on the Pope's forehead. And that is exactly what he did. He looked like a kid that just dropped his forehead right on the Pope's head. So there you have it. And then here's Trump.
Is being poisoned. We're really being poisoned. And it's hard to believe, as a business guy, you always want to understand the other side. I want to understand, what is the other side thinking, even if you disagree.
And you can't understand that craziness. The left right now is so crazy. You cannot make sense out of their nonsense, except for they're motivated by greed and evil. Mixed with stupidity.
I don't know what they're thinking, because who can want this? Who can want millions of people from lots of bad places pouring into our country? And you're right, we have not seen. This is just the beginning. We're just starting to see, I call it migrant crime. I really call it Biden migrant crime, but it's too long. So let's just call it migrant crime, and everyone's going to know it's because of Biden.
He talked about a supposedly new category of crime called migrant crime. This is basically propaganda.
Uh-oh. Y'all see that? Now they're going to come out and fact check Trump. He called it new propaganda. The propagandists are out here calling him propagandist. He's a propagandist. Unreal. So now he's about to fact check us on this new narrative of, migrant crime.
There has always been some crime by immigrants. All of the data suggests that immigrants tend to commit crimes at lower rates than native-born Americans.
Y'all hear that? And yes, you are right. Who is that? Luciano? Luciano was one of the first to catch it. That this man has no bass in the voice. Come on. I say bass in the voice. Come on. No bass in the voice. Come on. That man ain't got no bass in the voice. No bass in the voice. Come on. No bass in the voice. Come on. Not saying no bass in the voice. We can remix that mess all day. So he ain't got none of that, y'all, deep down on the inside. Nowhere. If I open up his mouth and yell down there to be hollow. Hello, 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 hello. Any bass down there? There. Ain't no bass down there. Nothing.
We have a secure border.
This is breaking news.
Some of the points during this, I didn't think that we were ever going to have an end, that it was going to be a cold case. So I would like to applaud them.
Now, wait a minute. Don't tell me. This is about to show the opposite of what the man with no bass was just talking about. We just heard the man with no bass come out and talk about that's all propaganda. And, talking about some migrant crime. The statistics show that immigrants and stuff that are... Now, first of all, if you're talking about legal immigrants, that might be true. Because usually they come over here and they appreciate being able to come into the country and work hard. But when it comes down to illegal immigrants, we wouldn't know anyway, because guess what? They hide those stats. No base. So now here, no base is trying to cover for the Biden administration's open border. But look at the result of this. As he claims, there's no crime, no migrant crime. There's no Biden crime and all that stuff. Look at this.
Some emotional words from the mother of Rachel Morin after police have arrested a suspect in connection to the murder of her daughter. After a 10-month-long investigation, the Harford County Sheriff's Office has announced that 23-year-old Victor Martinez Hernandez was taken into custody last night in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The sheriff says that a new lead came in a few weeks ago that cracked this case open and led to the arrest of this man in a case that has haunted the Harford County community for 10 months now. After a long investigation,
Rachel's murderer is no longer a free man.
The Harford County Sheriff says Rachel Morin's killer has finally been caught. Authorities in Tulsa, Oklahoma took 23-year-old Victor Martinez Hernandez into custody late Friday night.
You see that?
Where's he from?
Where's he
Martinez
from?
Hernandez is a citizen of El Salvador. They say he killed a woman there in January of 2023, then illegally fled to the United States a month later.
Only to do it again. That means it's in the bone. It's in the bone. Where you skirt, get off, make your trip all the way to the U.S. only to do it again. But guys, it gets worse. It gets worse. See, because this guy was supposed to be vetted or whatever. Let's go ahead and continue.
And illegally fled to the United States a month later.
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden is the best Biden ever. In fact,
at being the worst.
I think he's better than he's ever been.
Supposedly new category of crime called migrant crime. This is basically propaganda.
In March of 2023, investigators say he assaulted a 9-year-old girl and her mother at a home in Los Angeles.
Victor Hernandez did not come here to make a better life for himself or for his family. He came here to escape the crime he committed in El Salvador. He came here and murdered Rachel, and God willing, no one else.
All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come.
In fact,
you see this dirtbag? Yeah, he should be held responsible with Victor Hernandez or whatever. That lady right there, I think she had 5 kids. Can you imagine that? Now, the guy who came from El Salvador, who should have been grateful and said, man, I got away with one murder in another country. Maybe I should lay low. Come here, take advantage of my freedom. But no, he comes here and says, let me go ahead and run it back on an American. Now, somebody said, check my Wi-Fi. Am I slowing down? Am I getting? So far, it looks good. But yeah, so now this guy right here, who for whatever reason, I guess he has no pull to actually get somebody to be with. All the women in the world. It's not like this guy was, some hideous dude. He could have just went ahead and said, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll just keep asking a girl to kick it with me until I find somebody who likes me. But no, that's not his style. It's not his style. His style is to take what he wants, do what he wants, and thinks there's no consequences in the U.S. But see, based on our current administration, it seems like that. Now, me personally, I think like in the movie Pulp Fiction, where the guy was like, I'm about to call up a couple hardcore pipe hitting, who's. We about to get medieval on these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Mr. About to spend the last few minutes of your agonizing life in pain, rape. You know what? That's what that guy needs. He needs a couple hardcore hitting dudes to go ahead down in the cell with him and wear his tail out because he just took away a kid. Several kids? 5 kids, mother? I mean, it's unbelievable. And wasn't even think about that. Didn't care who these people are connected to, what other lives are impacted when you come over here and you do such a horrific, heinous, selfish act like what these dudes do. The guys who get caught for this. But see, once again, I can only get so mad. Only get so mad at them. Where my anger boils over is at the Biden administration, who could have stopped this mess long time ago.
I think he's better than he's ever been.
Suspect identified as an Ecuadorian migrant who entered the country illegally and is now facing a slew of charges, including rape and kidnapping. This all dates back to an incident at Casino Park on Thursday when he allegedly forced 2 teens into a wooded area.
Somebody call up a couple hardcore pipe hitting, who's. We need some more of them. There's certain behaviors, certain crimes that really, I'm going, this is a special occasion. See, they might have to call some folks who specialize in making sure folks like this understand what not to do. Horrible, man. Now, you think this kid's life isn't impacted and affected forever?
At knife point.
Natasha, Steve, in true New York fashion, a group of Queens residents came to the rescue for that 13-year-old girl when they found that suspect. Now, the NYPD says 25-year-old Christian Giovanni Engalandi crossed the Texas border illegally in 2021 coming from Ecuador.
They say they all waited for him at this bodega on 108th Street where he often went before attacking him.
I need Alex Jones. I need Alex Jones right now. Yeah, so now this guy, and the crazy part about it, it's like these folks that come from these other countries who do these things have no idea it's wrong. They just continue to operate and go about their lives normally. Like what? We do this all the time down in El Salvador. What do you mean? We Venezuela, we're always doing this kind. It's almost like they just carry on like normal. Did he not realize what he just did? This is unbelievable.
Boom. He comes. We caught him.
That's right.
Spot him, got him.
We just happened to see the suspect and we acted accordingly.
I need to do something because it's just not right. And I got 2 little sisters. I'm about to have a daughter. And that's just not right.
Hey, racist!
Here, we found that the community was holding our perp. At the time, the community was trying to hold the perpetrator, waiting for the police. He fought with them, and the community still managed to hold on to him until we got there.
Police say...
And you know what? The cops was like, yeah, they kind of roughed him up. It was a little street justice, but hey, they didn't even care. They didn't even care. And I'm glad. Because, see, why should they care about these dudes? The Biden administration and them don't care about this. You think Mucus and them is losing sleep over this stuff? You think Creepy Sleepy is even conscious of his actions and the repercussions and the fallout? I mean, the ripple effect from him allowing all these people to come into this country, it becomes cause and effect. These humans would never be here in the country to do what they did if you wouldn't open up the borders. And then when these things happen, they come out and give some sorry behind response. I don't want to go into investigation. I don't want to comment too much on it.
Tips came in through social media that mentioned his name and Facebook account, which had pictures of the same clothes he wore the day of the crime and had images of his tattoo.
Just going about
While in custody, Engalandi also identified himself in video they showed him.
The perpetrator has made statements after waiving Miranda rights, where he indicated that he has a drug problem, that he found the knife that he used to threaten the two teens, that this was the first time he had ever done anything like this.
The NYPD.
Y'all believe that? See, but how would we know? How would we know? Because he came from wherever, El Salvador, who knows? Yeah, I'm sure he came in and was like, I'm going to let y'all know I've done this about 8 times down there. Unreal. And so the people had to go ahead and take matters into their own hands. And I hope they ran a good kick game on this dude with steel toe boots. I hope they tenderized his ribs real good.
He says he approached a 13-year-old girl and 13-year-old boy with a knife at around 3 p.m. on Thursday and forced them into the woods of Casina Park. He tied them up to the girl and told them to stay there for 20 minutes before taking off with their cell phones.
Well, I mean, did he think that? I mean, Trump right, man. It got to be mental illness plus evil plus demonic activity going on. So this guy's just going to do that and expect, all right, they're just going to go away and take it. They're not going to say anything. I'm going to stay here with my knife, take the cell phone. Sorry, now you don't go anywhere for 20 minutes. Okay? Now, I don't want to hear nothing about this from anybody. You understand? They went straight and told the police immediately. I mean, what kind of human comes in and does this and just goes back to his normal behavior? He didn't try to flee. He's going to the same places he went to. The man can't be in his right mind, but even still, he deserved a kick game. 100%.
Like, let me explain. There was nothing to explain because at the end of the day, what is there to explain? He was more so like trying to get forgiveness from us, but it was no forgiveness to be given. Do you understand?
Service. I do understand. Those folks are sick and tired of this mess. Now, I hope they are able to contribute the blame properly. See, this is what I need all these people who get mad over things like this to do. I need them to understand the source of this. Even though these people are animals and they're horrific, they're only doing this because they were able to come into this country through the Biden administration. One of them got stopped, sent back again, then just bypassed it, came in with the gotaways. He came in with the gotaways, y'all, and went ahead and did what he did. See, so really, the blame needs to fall right at the feet of this ugly man standing right here before you, and Mucus, the one that got up there and said stupid stuff like this.
And protecting our nation should not have to worry about keeping their families together, for God's sake. This policy has been in place for over a decade and is working well.
Now, you think this fool cares about keeping American families together? Keeping these families together, and God's sake. Maybe they're not reading the polls, man. The Democrats are so out of touch with society. It's unbelievable. They are so fixated on their evilness. They are not able to say, this is killing us politically. Folks don't want this mess. These are the direct opposite behavior of what folks want. Folks don't want this. But this evil fool is more concerned about keeping immigrant families together and not American families that are being busted up. Go say that to the 5 kids who lost their mother, you big, fat, stinking dumpster juice, nasty, trolling. That guy despises me, man. Despises me. I despise him. He probably despises me too if he knew I existed. But I despise this guy. I really do. Just looking at him. I don't care if he ain't got one brain cell left. I'm mad at the fact that he allowed himself to be used in such a manner where it is destroying the lives of Americans.
And so will the new one. Look, let me close with this. I refuse to believe that to secure our border, we have to walk away from being in America. I refuse to believe
being in America.
To secure our border, we have to walk away from being in America.
And to secure our border, we have to walk away from being in America.
But I also refuse.
Look, can barely get his evil statements out because his brain is gone. But he's using those last few brain cells for evil and propaganda. So now he's trying to go ahead and go in on the empathy theme, trying to get Americans on his side. Look, I'm showing empathy and hoping that we don't catch the fact that they're trying to get amnesty for all of these illegal immigrants as a last ditch effort of, getting some additional voters into the country.
I refuse to believe that for us to continue to be America that embraces immigration, we have to give up securing our border. They're false choices. We can both secure the border and provide legal pathways to citizenship. We have to acknowledge that the patience and goodwill of the American people is being tested by their fears at the border. They don't understand a lot of it.
So we don't understand a lot of it. That's what it is. That's the only reason we have a problem with this, guys. We don't understand when they are forcing our kids out of their schools because illegal immigrants need to go ahead and be housed there. We don't understand that. We don't understand when these folks are receiving all kind of benefits that we as American citizens aren't receiving. We don't understand that. We don't understand when you find out that somebody who was deported, or at least supposed to be deported, didn't get deported, remained here in the country, end up killing one of your relatives. We don't understand it. See, we're too dumb to realize what these folks are doing. Yeah, we think they're really doing this because they just love illegal immigrants. We think they're just doing this because of compassion and they want these folks to come here for a better life. That's what we think. Yeah, we think these folks right here are sincere about bringing them here until, of course, they do show up in Martha's Vineyard and places like that. Then they got to go. That reveals really that they don't have all this compassion in their hearts that they're up here trying to tell us about. But we're too dumb to understand it. Now, the bad part about it, there was a lot of dummies in some liberal cities based on ignorance. They didn't understand it until these folks showed up in their cities. Now they're understanding it. And here's Joe belittling all of our intelligence as he goes ahead and passes some raggedy, law to allow them to go ahead and start, working their way towards amnesty.
Oh, I don't think I'm a lot dumber than you thought that I thought I was once. As president, I will fight for American seniors like nobody has ever fought before, and we will not be fighting for the Biden illegals, as I call them. I will fight for American workers, not for human traffickers. I will fight for the American dreamers, not the child smugglers, and I will restore the sovereign borders of the United States of America. So help me God.
Now that's a president. That there is a president. America first, baby. That's what that is. Yeah, that's what that is. Not, well, fight for illegals and to keep their families together and stuff like that.
Meanwhile,
thanks to all the members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary. I'm not sure I'm going to introduce you all the way.
There you go. Hello, my old friend. Unreal. So anyway, guys, Here we go. They got to prep for the backup plan, guys. Because, see, we already know what they're working with. That sorry behind bootleg fake, cheap fake president that they got running around the country is they're saying we're all using propaganda. So they're prepping for the backup plan as far as this debate. And, of course, just in case he has to get bounced up out of there because he's horrible. So let's see what the news is talking about because that debate's coming up real quick.
When it comes to describing each candidate, this new poll shows that voters say Trump is more tough, energetic, effective, competent.
I do have to ask, though, I mean, this is all thrown into sharp relief when men are on stage debating, right? And it already feels like, you know, the first presidential debate is set for June 27th. It already feels like the bar that is set for Biden to clear is so much substantially higher than the one Trump has to clear, which is literally, is he...
What kind of witchcraft is this? What kind of voodoo is this? Is this woman said the bar is way higher for Biden to clear? Man, the gaslighting is on a whole nother level. She wants us to believe that Trump got the low bar and Biden got the high bar. Yeah, you're right. The high bar for him is getting out of bed, making it, and coming in actually on his own accord, and unreal. And look, she's acting like she's dead serious. Watch this.
Is he alive? Is he standing? Are the words coming out of his mouth? Setting aside what the words actually are. And
that's the total opposite of Biden. That she's describing Trump. Is he able to talk? Is he able to? And I'm going, you're describing Biden. You're throwing this on Trump. That's the total opposite of Biden. But Biden's the one you should be. Are you talking about him? It's crazy. And you're right. It is a setup debate. Already know. The opening line is going to be, Mr. President Trump, did you start January 6th? Do you accept the results of the election? It's going to be nothing but that the whole time.
I wonder if there's any way for Biden to overcome what seems like a structural disadvantage in the weeks leading up to what's going to...
No, there's no way because the dude is blew out mentally. But secondly, they gave him every opportunity. No audience. We can't have an audience there, okay? Also, we're going to cut off the mics. Then we're going to blindfold Donald Trump. And we're going to tie his hands behind his back and put a sock in his mouth, okay? That's what we're going to do. And this, just in case he decides to talk, we got a guy with a sledgehammer. It's going to give him a pop in the back of the head. And then he only gets 5 minutes to recover. Then he can answer his questions after that if he can recover. That's what we're going to do. These are the parameters of the debate. We kind of laid it all out. They're giving Biden every advantage, and here she is talking about, is there anything Biden could do to overcome her?
To be a pretty important inflection point in this campaign.
Yeah, Alex, I think that's an important question. We don't know the answer yet. The challenge with Trump, running against Trump for Biden, is that they're not...
Is that Biden doesn't have a brain?
It's not really a head-to-head contest in which they're both being judged by the same time.
A lot of people realize that Joe Biden's likely not going to be the nominee, which is, from what we're hearing on Capitol Hill, Jesse, Representative Kiley had reported that Kamala Harris actually eyeing a run for California governor because...
Uh-oh. That means she already know her job is about to be bounced out. All right, what am I going to do then, y'all? When y'all put a plug on our little sham we got going? Well, you could go back and become the governor of California. Which leads me to believe they're probably going to swap out Gavin Newsom, if that's the case, and get Kamala to willfully step down. Man, I ain't rolling. If Joe's going down, I'm going down with him. Yeah, because see, they don't want to tick off all of the minorities that are voting for her because she's only black. So they got to make it seem like it was consensual. She didn't want to do it. She ain't want to do it. So trust me, they're going to probably give her a sweetheart deal. It might not even make her run for California's governor. Might just say, all right, here's what we're going to do, because, they don't believe in democracy. Yeah, what they'll do, all right, Gavin Newsom, you're now going to be the candidate, and Kamala, you're now the governor of California. There you go. Everything's in place. All right, let's continue. Because you already know what's coming. After what we've been watching here in the beginning of my show with Joe Biden, do you think that man is going to stand up to the debate? No wonder they got the debate this early.
Right. That's the backup plan. So you are hearing also in D.C. that Joe Biden isn't going to be the Democrat nominee?
Correct. It appears that our colleagues are trying to put guardrails on a 2024 presidential election with President Trump. And also what you're seeing is, according to our polling, you know, Jesse, as well as I do, that they've been trying to really paint Republicans as anti-woman, and they're trying to push an abortion crisis right now with the election. And I don't think that that's the case. A lot of the American people know that really this is a state rights decision. And so I think that they know that they're losing. It's very evident at this point.
All right, Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, the straight truth.
The straight truth. Yeah, and if you think it's just us, you know it's bad. That CNN even notices something.
Snippy recently about being asked multiple questions in these press conferences, which we should just be clear, and we're both former White House correspondents. These are very limited. They're called 2 and 2s. And
yeah, he gets asked questions for babies, and he gets mad over that. Mr. Biden, were you able to get up today and eat? Why are you asking me something like that? It's nothing but propaganda. Who's saying this stuff? Hey, you know what? You're not a real journalist. You're getting mad over anything. So he's snippy. He's been asked softball questions, if questions at all.
The reporters tend to, there's a tradition of asking more than the questions. It's just pretty usual because there are not that many questions to ask.
And followers as well.
That's
you
right.
Didn't really see many there.
And this president has, he falls far below his predecessors when it comes to interviews and when it comes to press conferences. We just need to be clear about that. They have a lot of questions to ask him, and these reporters do not have many opportunities. They've all dragged themselves to Italy for this G7 summit to do one thing, their jobs, ask these questions.
Yeah. We're a nation. Wow. For nothing. So now you know it's bad when CNN is like, yeah. Now, do you think it's going to get better? Do you think that all of his weird behavior, dodging questions, not doing interviews, not doing press conferences, is going to somehow get better as he gets older? There you go. Sticking back in for another 3-4 years or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's going to clear up. He's going to become sparky and be out there taking questions all the time and being transparent and all of those things and not falling. He's going to get his balance back somehow. Yeah. No more wandering off. He's going to be tight, baby. Tight. It's going to be a catastrophe if they rig it and put him back in somehow.
That is being laughed at all over the world.
You are Trump.
We have a leader that's being laughed at all over the world.
Yeah.
And we're going to turn it around. We're going to turn it around fast. So I imitated him a couple of times getting off the stage because he's unable to find a stare. Look, stare. All over your stairs.
Everywhere.
When he finishes his 1.5 minute speech, speeches last for about a minute, never takes questions. When he does, he picks up a thing and he goes, let's see here. Jill of NBC.
Yeah, and you know what is funny? It's funny because it's true. It's fun, but yet the narrative guys out there is that Trump is worse, if not, he's just as bad, if not worse than Biden. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He rambles on about boats and batteries and stuff like that. And I don't see what the problem is. Y'all don't understand his humor by now. Y'all don't understand Trump going off the cuff and joking. Y'all just don't get it. So everything he says, you're taking seriously. But yet you guys didn't mention about Joe Biden talking about his Uncle Finnegan or whoever got eaten by dangling cannibals. Y'all thought, didn't even question him. He was a truck driver, an electrician. He was an aeronautics engineer. He was all kind of stuff. Unbelievable. But they just dribble over every single thing that Trump says. So now here's Trump only describing what our eyes see. See, we didn't make this up, guys. We didn't just come out and freestyle all of these things that Trump is talking about. The reason we can laugh at this, because we're going, it's funny because it's true. We see it.
Yes, where's Jill? I'm here. Right. Because they put her there.
Because they put her
there. What flavor ice cream is your favorite, Mister? And then he picks up the thing, vanilla.
And the sad part is they did this for Black Gay Drop just a little bit ago in my live stream. When the guy comes in, do you think that since the latest reporting coming out about, asked her that question as he was planted right in there to give her a lead in to go ahead and push his narrative that the right wing are making these things up. Yes, it's dis and misinformation and it's cheap fakes.
Think of it, what they do. You saw me in the White House. It was like war.
In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been.
I may be a practicing Catholic. We used to go to 7:30 Mass every morning in high school and then in college before I went to the black church.
I got my education, Reverend Doc, in the black church. Not a joke.
Not a joke.
Come out of black churches on Sunday, figuring how we were going to move.
Yeah.
I got my education for real.
Better than the
black
other
church.
in the black.
I come out of the civil rights movement. I was one of those guys that sat in and marched and all that
That's
stuff.
what he was.
I was born a poor black child.
I got raised in the black church. I'm not kidding. Black churches on the east side of Wilmington getting ready to go out and desegregate movie theaters in
That's what
Delaware.
he was doing.
She knows so long as she was 9.
Yeah, that's interpreted as I was raised in the black church. I guess that's what that was because I didn't understand those words. She no longer is the president night. So that means he was raised in the black church. Look at that. Look how comfortable he is. Oh, come on, Joe. Catch the beat. Double clap. Come on, Joe. Big clap.
The black church.
In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been.
Ever?
Well, you should vote for Trump. I used to be a law, when I was no longer the vice president, I became a professor at the University of Pennsylvania before.
Is that true? Did anybody ever go there and remember Professor Creepy Sleepy? Nobody? All right, I'm about to take being a fake politician 101. It says here, Professor Creepy Sleepy Sleazy Slimy Sloppy Joe teaches that one. Okay. Is he any good? What, he's not there at all? So I just could come there and just sit there in the classroom and, okay. So the whole course is showing you how to be a politician for nothing? Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. I'll take that one. I don't remember seeing Creepy on the roster.
Before that, I taught a constitutional law class, and so I taught the Second Amendment.
Oh, so constitutional law.
No longer being vice president, I became a professor at the University of Pennsylvania for 4 years. I taught at the University of Pennsylvania for 4 years. I used to teach political theory.
Wait, political theory?
Constitutional law class, and so I taught the Second Amendment. Wait. And by the way, when I left the vice presidency, I had a chance to do a number of things, but I became a professor at the University of Pennsylvania and presidential politics. I used to teach political theory and presidential politics. The Second Amendment.
Oh, wait, I'm confused. Did y'all see this? So the class that Joe never showed up to teach at the university he was never a professor at, but yet he taught 3 different classes, and it's almost like he just keeps jumbling up those lies. He don't remember which lie he lied about. So he taught political theory, presidential politics, and the Second Amendment. Huh? Which one is it? Huh?
And I enjoyed it, but it's hard.
It's hard.
That's the other thing people don't realize. It's hard.
This life's hard, man, but it's harder if you're stupid.
Better than that, so you're right.
No, but let me just talk for a second. Okay. I'm a professor.
He's a professor.
That's all that we need.
No, I'm Professor Biden from Penn.
Biden was never a teacher at Penn.
No?
Nor did he ever teach a course at Penn. But for Biden, lying is what he does best.
So wait. We just heard Joe Scarborough / Beaker say this is the best Biden that ever. The best one ever. We just heard Black Gay Drop say we make stuff up. All of that. Nobody asked these questions about him. They fact check Trump 17 times a day. And yet this man gets out there, not only lies about being a professor, but then he also lies about what courses that he taught. And yet they still back him up. They still come out there, Joe Biden is the best that I've ever seen and all of that.
When I was vice president and when I was out of the office for 4 years when I was a professor and then now as president.
I want to find the one person that was in his classroom. That's what I want to do. I just want to find one. All right, so we finally got one. We're down here. What's your name again? I can't remember because I'm a homeless man. Okay. All right, so Mr. Homeless Man. You said you was taught by Joe Biden. You was in his classroom. Where was it? In this cardboard box right here? Okay, it's obviously this man is crazy and out of his mind. So you're telling me that Joe taught you in this cardboard box? Yes. Okay. What was his name? Creepy, Sleepy, Sleazy, Slimy, Sloppy Joe? This guy might be telling the truth. How do you know that? Only Kevin from Kevin's Corner know that. So yeah, that might be the only person that taught Joe anything, or that Joe taught anything to, because this guy right here is not on record of being in no classroom. And I'm sitting there going, what are you talking? Where's all the kids? Where are all the people giving you accolades about being Joe Biden was one of the best professors I ever had? That's for sure. Nobody. But he's out there just saying it.
Well, that was President Biden calling himself a professor yesterday, again, despite never teaching a single class. He was given the title Benjamin Franklin Presidential Practice Professor at the University of Pennsylvania.
She knows so long as she was 9.
And the sad part about it, y'all, he didn't just say, I was there for a hot second. I mean, it could have been like, oh, you know what? I just came in, taught one classroom, like just one class. All right, they had me as a guest speaker. He said 4 years. 4 years. That should give you plenty of time to fact check, or plenty of time to build enough former students that would know you taking your class. 4 years. And this was during a time where I didn't even follow politics, but I saw Joe Biden enough to know that he wasn't in somebody's classroom teaching for 4 years straight. Unreal.
Folks, look, this is crazy what we're talking about. Excuse me, when I got out of the United States, and instead of doing the things that I never did before, I became a teacher. I became a professor.
Unbelievable.
A strong bond brought me back in 2017 when I was a professor at the University of Pennsylvania. By the way, I actually taught for a number of years in law school, and then I was a professor at the University of Pennsylvania.
Wait, he taught for years at law school, then he became a professor at Penn State University. I can't even keep up with these lies. I think I need to get that fact-checking degree. That's what I need to do. See, somebody ain't on their job. We need to open up our own fact-checking organization. How do we get verified? How do we get certified to be a legitimate fact-checking organization? Well, I think it starts by being able to see these clips and say, that man's been lying for years. It starts like that. Unbelievable. I don't see nobody running out to fact-check or expose this.
No, I don't applaud that.
And of course, he lied again. Biden was never a professor at the University of Pennsylvania.
We all know
he just got paid by the Chinese to have a little think tank that made China look good.
I've been on a lot of university campuses. Matter of fact, for 4 years, I was a full professor at the University of Pennsylvania.
Boy, I tell you, man, it gets to the point where it's funny. You sitting there like, did this man just say he was a full professor? Full. Not part-time, not honorary, full professor. That means he was punching the clock, coming in early in the morning with briefcases and papers hanging out of him, running late with his coffee in his hand, and all of that mess. Full blown.
So I became a full professor at the University of Pennsylvania. University of Pennsylvania, where I taught.
No, Biden was never a teacher at Penn.
Most people don't realize is Delaware has the 8th largest black population in America.
Is that true?
Most people don't realize is Delaware.
See, Texas, Georgia, Florida, New York. Delaware? Okay. Because last I checked, the jungle, they're not out in Delaware. So number 5 is California, North Carolina, Maryland, Illinois, Virginia. You know what? Just skip down. It's too many. What? Number 33? Hey, does he even try to tell the truth, y'all? Does this man even try to tell the truth? So there you have it, guys. There's Delaware at number 33. It's just like inflation was at 9% when I came in.
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever.
Bullshit. There's never been a time that says you can own anything you want.
Oh, some more lies?
And never. You couldn't own a cannon during the Civil War. No, I'm serious. Think about it.
What about owning your own cannon? There was no law banning cannon ownership at the time that the Bill of Rights was passed.
Look at this fact check.
No, I'm serious. Think about it.
So when it comes to the Second Amendment, Biden's history does not get a passing grade. We reached out to the White House for their reaction, but we didn't hear back.
Pinocchio.
When the amendment was passed, it didn't say anybody can own a gun and any kind of gun and any kind of weapon. You couldn't buy a cannon, and when this amendment was passed.
I don't think any of that's right. I want to own a cannon. Could I have owned a cannon back then?
Sure, you can own a cannon now. Joe Biden said the Second Amendment from the day it was passed limited the type of people who could own a gun and what type of weapon you could own. That rate's false. And the claim that people couldn't own a cannon, that rate's false too.
He is earning that Pinocchio award. In fact, like I said, ain't enough room. This mug right here should be out of the screen. There you go. Let's see how many more of these Pinocchio awards he earns.
You couldn't buy a cannon when, in fact, the Second Amendment passed.
Yes, you could own a cannon, and you still can now. I don't know why Joe Biden keeps repeating this stupid statement.
Because I'm a liar. That's right. I'm the original Pinocchio. That's why I keep saying it. Plus, I don't remember not saying it because, see, my brain is all broke. So every morning I get up, it's like Groundhog's Day. I totally forgot a lot about it yesterday, so I lie again today. That's why. So Pinocchio here is running around, dropping all kind of lies all over the place. Owning cannons, y'all. You know, teaching classes at colleges and, you know, all kind of stuff. That man's all over the place.
Especially considering how many times it has been fact-checked as false, and he still keeps saying it.
But he's the best Biden ever.
Lie after lie after lie. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and your point out his lies about, well, any number of things there, being a professor and stuff. And
teaching constitutional law.
Right.
You know.
He did not. Nope.
He's never taught anything. He's never been a professor anywhere doing anything for any amount of time.
This version of Biden is the best Biden ever.
And that's the sad part about it. I mean, first of all, it shows through his history he's been garbage the whole time. And now this guy waits until he is super garbage, where he is 100% uncut garbage to say this is the best one, which shows me that Beaker is garbage. It shows me that this whole network is the cheap fake. Unreal. Every single one of these raggedy behind people get on TV and lie to us as we see what's going on. They're the real cheap fake.
Not a close second. And I've known him for years.
What a lying sack of crap he is. Oh my God, as always.
That's what the black church has done for black Americans for their, I mean, imagine what would have happened. There'd been no black church all those periods of dark.
Unreal. So now, guys, you want to see some 100% uncut propaganda? Since they can't beat Trump, now all of a sudden, MSNBC takes it to a whole nother level. Now, let's see if we can go back through a couple things they done called Trump. Hitler, KKK member, the devil, let me see, a false prophet, Mussolini, Mao, the white nationalist, xenophobe, a homophobe, misogynist, a traitor. I'm out of fingers. I'm out of fingers, y'all. I'm out of fingers. But now he got another one, y'all. He is a terrorist. Worse than Bin Laden. He's like Bin Laden. Here we go. MSNBC.
Apparently yesterday was Bring Terrorists to Work Day because that's the reality. You know what so angers me, Joy, is that January 6th was an act of domestic terrorism. That's what Christopher Wray, the FBI director, testified before the House and the Senate. They welcomed a terrorist to the Capitol yesterday. This was
wow. So now y'all know whenever y'all want to bring something nasty and dirty, they bring it to Joy Reid's, her show. They're like, all right, we're going to go ahead and bring something foul. So which one of you guys got the show that accepts anything out of the dumpster? Which one of you guys' show is acting like the toilet where we can deposit any old thing into? That would be me, Joy Reid. Okay, Joy, we're going to stick a turd right on your show. A big fat turd filled with peanuts and corn, all in it. And we're going to flush it right down your throat. As this man gets on here and says, yesterday must have been bring a terrorist to work day. They actually allow this guy to get there and say that Trump is a terrorist, and it's like Bin Laden. Yeah, all because of J6, the most dangerous insurrection of our history, where they almost overthrew our government with cell phones and MAGA hats.
It's like bringing Bin Laden to ground zero 3.5 years after 9/11. This is who they are.
And look at these fools. Look at the rest of the mockingbirds. Birds. King. Have you heard? Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. So the rest of the mockingbirds are sitting there like, yes, just like that. It's just like bringing Osama bin Laden back to... Do you believe this guy? And they're all sitting there allowing this turd to flush right down the toilet.
Not like we go like, this is not who we are. No, this is who they are. And today's GOP is how democracy's died. It is a fascist movement that's anti-democratic, that will use violence.
Every single one of them. You see the mockingbirds like, caw, 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 parroting this guy. They're all nodding along with this. And they wonder why her ratings is in the toilet, where this turd deserves to be. This turd right now is circling the bowl. Cannot believe this dude just said that.
To acquire power and retain power.
There's one story that was so...
Now, guys, I don't like this guy, but we're going to close with something funny. Because every once in a while, a leftist might get it right and highlight something that all of us go, yeah, that doesn't make sense. And I kind of like when they do it to their audience who normally just laughs at anything. But then when they do something that kind of shocks the audience, then they laugh at it anyway, but they be going, yeah, because that is kind of stupid. Why is it that when folks like this, who normally fill them with nothing but propaganda, gets up here and he highlights how crazy the left looks, then they're able to laugh at it. Then they're able to go ahead and say, that does seem kind of, now that you bring that up, now that you mention that, I see what you're saying. But yet they can't receive it from anybody on the right. It's almost like if they know who you are and they know what you believe and stand for, the audience automatically is programmed to boo, you know what? But when they assume that this guy, he's fighting for justice, he's on our squad, and then he points out something stupid on the left, then all of a sudden they're able to laugh and go, yeah, that is kind of funny. That is true. So look what he is highlighting, because see, the left is mad, y'all. Trump done did it again. He done retweeted a picture with Biden all tied up on the back of Bob's truck, y'all. On the back of Bob's truck. So let's see what the left got to say about this, y'all.
Disturbing, so dark. Even the news couldn't handle it.
In our editorial discussions this morning, we were asked not to show the image from this video because of its violent and disturbing nature.
Video, which we are intentionally choosing not to show you. We're not.
Whoa, I'm thinking a beheading is coming. That's what I'm thinking, y'all. I'm thinking something that's gonna have to make me put the kids to bed. Something like that. Something I got to start off with my hands in front of my face and kind of, do that little... Let's see what they're talking about. They're prepping this, y'all. They're prepping this.
Going to show because of how disturbing it is.
I was extremely disturbed to see this.
Horrible, violent imagery.
Violent and dehumanizing imagery.
We're only going to show you a clip of this briefly.
All right, that's enough. Let's take it down.
Let's take it down.
I didn't get to see it at all. It's got to be devastating. News channels show images from Ukraine, from Gaza, from natural disasters. They get through them dispassionately.
All right, hold on. Let me get braced for this, okay? Because they said this is devastating. They had to take it down. So let's see.
I can't imagine how devastating this footage must be.
Former President Donald Trump shared a video, this one, on his Truth Social account featuring an image of President Joe Biden hogtied on the back of a pickup truck.
Look at that!
That's what was so disturbing and dehumanizing. You wouldn't show it on television and an airbrushed Biden decal on the back of a truck? Aren't you the same networks that show reruns of 9/11 every year?
That is true. That is true.
I mean, I don't think it's great that Trump is posting things like this, but it's not like people really think Joe Biden was tied up in the back of the truck.
That's a doctor.
Yes, man. Let me tell you yeah, man. It's me, Bob. The stereotypical white nasty. That's right, man. I went into Negro the other day, man. Yes, I went all the way up there to the White House. See, it ain't really white no more because Trump ain't in it, man. Yeah, if Trump ain't in it, it ain't white because it ain't right. That's right, man. Went up there and grabbed that Joe Biden, put him on the back of my truck, man, and said, yeah, we finally done got this man right here. Put him up there, tied him up, and started driving back like that. And then, you see how Trump reposted us? That's right, man. That's right. You hear that, Jimmy? What you mean you didn't get the real Joe Biden? Well, what? I don't want no dang old picture on the back of the truck. I want the real Joe Biden. What, you telling me you couldn't get the real Joe Biden? Man, you got me out here looking real stupid, man. I just told the folks that being white is right. And you telling me we didn't get the real Joe Biden? Unbelievable. So they got folks thinking that Bob and them captured Creepy Sleepy and head back down to Bob Land, wherever Bob is from, with Joe on the back. They prepped us and pumped us up for that? I'm sitting there like this. What? No, wait a minute. I'm waiting for some blood and guts. Now, if they'd have showed me the Kathy Griffin head thing, yeah, I might have been like, yeah, that's pretty gross looking. But we got Creepy tied up on the back of a truck.
Image when it's plastered on the tailgate of the pickup truck. So if you're driving behind it, it would appear as if Joe Biden were actually restrained on the vehicle's flatbed.
See, now you know it's bad when the left got to laugh at this. Like, do you realize how stupid and over the top this is? Now, I hope there's some of the people who's laughing at it now because he's the one making fun of it. I hope they stop for a second to realize this is their normal reaction to Trump. They always are reacting to Trump just like this. It's never just, oh, you know what? Like when Trump came out after going to the hospital with COVID, on the balcony by himself, up there giving the thumbs up. We can't even show this. Yeah, that's right now. This is dangerous if you have kids. I don't want you seeing this. And I'm saying they don't want you seeing the president standing on the balcony by himself after coming home from the hospital from having COVID. That right there is dangerous. Hide your kids, right? And you wonder how folks end up with dang on Trump derangement syndrome. Forget COVID. Trump derangement syndrome is the real disease you need to watch out for. That's how we feel all the time, see, he's making light of this, but this is how we see the media every single day in their reactions.
If you think that's really Joe Biden tied up on the back of the pickup truck, I don't know that you have the mental acuity to be operating a motor vehicle.
And that goes for a whole bunch of liberals that are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. When you see them react to the stuff that the media puts out there, and you go, if you really believe Trump is calling for a bloodbath, I don't know if you have the mental capacity to take a bath. I don't want you anywhere near a bathtub, period. I mean, some of the stuff that they respond to and overreact to, I'll be going, if you really think that Trump did that, I question every other thing about you, mentity. Yeah, see, and this is where he's making fun of it, but this is an everyday occurrence that we follow and watch on TikTok and people all over the place. We're going, these folks really buying into this? They're reacting to this? Yeah, it's only funny, though, to them when one of their own make fun of it. That's when they're able to see themselves like, yeah, that's funny. And they don't even realize that the next thing this dude parrots out there that is over the top and crazy, they'll be laughing at that. They'll totally forget how they've been manipulated and looked at that and said, man, that is stupid. I can't believe they reacting like this to the... And then the next day, that same fake news network will come out and say something else. He'll agree with them, and they'll all be going, ugh, Trump and his white nationalism.
But if you do think that, I should also probably explain to you that trucks also don't actually have testicles. It's just
that was
a novelty item. And it's not as though when an F-150 and a Silverado love each other very much, they get one of these. It's not. What is going on?
Exactly. And the sad part about that is we have to straight up dummy proof almost everything we say and do. We have to make sure that we explain explicitly because honestly, those are symptoms of people with Trump derangement syndrome. You will see them react to that airbrush picture of Biden tied up on the back of that truck the same way the media reacts. I mean, the media will download that reaction into people and they will go over the top. Can you believe it? You see what Trump did? He reposted a video of Biden tied up on the back of a pickup truck. Well, was he like being killed? No. Was he being tortured? No. Was the pickup truck like suggesting some type of terrorism or somewhere they just wanting Biden out of the office, getting him out of there? Huh? Was that it? Or was that what the message was that you weren't able to catch? You were looking at it like, you know what? This once again shows the tyranny of Trump and his white nationalist. See, people like that, you just go, man, maybe you need to watch something like this and laugh. You need to catch them in a moment of sanity and laugh at yourself and see yourself in it and say, wow, if it wasn't for him making fun of that, I probably would have reacted just like the egghead on MSNBC told me to react. Yeah, how they prepped me that we can't show you this right here. This was a disturbing all of that mess, over the top. But they've been doing it for years. And that's what makes it funny yet dangerous at the same time. Because there are people out there that will react the way that they reacted. So God bless y'all. God bless America. We will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Now I'm going to go and attend to my dog, man, and see what's going on with Gizmo. See if I can get him to eat something. It breaks my heart, man. It breaks my heart. Y'all know. If, something happened to Gizmo, y'all ain't going to see me for about 8 years. Whatever happened to Kev? I'm going to really be sitting in there with the white padded suit on. I can make a booger talk. Yeah, crazy. But so yeah, we'll see what's going on with that. Hey, thanks for those who gave in the super chat. I think that was Mousy dropped a nice little blessing in there for me. I appreciated that. Everybody, I don't care if you gave a nickel. I appreciated it. Those who send me things and those who put money in my Cash App and my PayPal, all of that stuff. I appreciate everything that you guys do. Those that purchase some of my gear from my store, I appreciate that too. So please subscribe to my other alternative channel and follow me on all the other social media platforms. And I'll keep you updated on my little buddy. And we will see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place, man. Now let's get out of here. Go get me some nourishment and get him some too. And then try to get some sleep. Hey, I got the song reversed. Real bold to love. Real bold to love. Real bold to love. Mr. King's in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. And there always will be. All right, see y'all next time in Cavs Corner. Take care.